Hello, vinyl community. It's Doodah Dave on a Labor Day weekend, and we've lost a lot of great musicians. This being just the latest of them. We had Sinead O'Connor, who's a great vocalist, was at the Bob Dylan 1990 Madison Square Garden, worked with Prince. And I was just playing some Peter Gabriel. I forgot she sang with Peter Gabriel. We lost Robbie Robertson of the band. I did the band album review. And now this guy, Jimmy Buffett. You guys may not know, but I am a big Parrot head, going back with Jimmy till 1987. I listened to him a lot in college in the 70s. Didn't get to see him live till 87, and I saw the 2000 tour as well. But I consider myself a Parrot head. This is his penultimate album, the one with Margaritaville, Changes in Attitudes, Changes in Latitudes, his 7th studio album on MCA. And it was recorded in Nashville. He moved from Key West to Nashville. It has Banana Republic, that is a beautiful Steve Goodman song. Steve Goodman out of Chicago. People know I hail from Chicago. So it was a big loss. I mean, Jimmy was 76. He's 10 years older than me. His lawyer for Margaritaville was somebody I went to school with many years ago. I had a lot of connections to Jimmy. I went to Florida as a kid, had always had a connection there, even though Jimmy was born in Mississippi, actually, and grew up in Alabama, and then cut his teeth before he moved to Key West in New Orleans. So he was really, his style that he developed himself was called Gulf and Western, which is I kind of like instead of country and Western. He did a movie soundtrack for Jeff Bridges that Jeff Bridges was in, called Rancho Deluxe. Jimmy, what to say about him? I mean, just the outpouring of respect and adulation from Paul McCartney. James Taylor dedicated Mexico to him last night at Jones Beach. Bob Dylan is a big fan of Jimmy when he asks about his favorite songwriters. Just a great musician, person, songwriter, musical spirit, I'll just say. I mean, he started the Parrot's Head and Margaritaville, and kind of this down on his luck singer that, partying, and being out on the road and then going home to real life. When his boat drinks, shot 6 holes in my freezer. I need to get out of here and go have some boat drinks. I digress. Let me get into the vinyl. So this was a real gelling for the Coral Reefer Band, which was his longtime backup band. Mike Utley, Fingers Taylor. Mike Utley on piano, Fingers Taylor on harmonica. Harry Daly, no relation, Dailey on bass. Michael Gardner on drums. Kenny Buttry, also the longtime Nashville musician who played with Neil Young and stuff, was on drums. Norbert Putnam was his new producer with this album, and this would go on for Volcano and Son of a Sailor, Son of a Sailor first, then Volcano, and Coconut Telegraph, from his former producer Don Gant, who was doing the Key West sessions. Roger Bartlett on lead guitar, Michael Jeffrey on lead guitar, Pharoah Morris on percussion. Just great songs. I mean, the big hit being Margaritaville, which launched an empire. Hotels, restaurants, the cheeseburgers in paradise, the t-shirts, the flip-flops. The thing about they put the flip-flops in every lobby of the hotel, even though they were difficult to do. Most of the songs are originals on here. Biloxi is a Jesse Winchester song. And Banana Republics is a Steve Goodman song. I mentioned Steve Goodman also was in Key West, but came out of Chicago. A terrific guy, struck down by cancer, also very young. By the way, Jimmy, it did come out over the weekend that Jimmy had died of skin cancer. He was battling that. And 76, way too long. He was surrounded by Jane and his beautiful loyal longtime wife he'd been married to for many, many decades, and his daughter Savannah, and grandkids, and dogs out in Sag Harbor. So it's lovely cruise. I mean, there's really, In the Shelter, Miss You So Badly, Landfall, Wonder Why We Ever Go Home, which was a remake, and the great Changes in Attitudes, Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, which, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a funk and, right before your vacation, and you just got on the phone, got on the plane, or got on the phone. We used to talk to people, and my grandparents, when I was a kid down in Florida. But as soon as you get off the plane in Cancun or Florida or California or someplace with sunshine, Arizona, Texas, where my kids are. Big shout out to my daughter Sherry, her husband Sean, and Phoenix, my grandson. Because when you're in that sunshine, everything changes. The changes in latitudes does change your attitude. It's one of the vitamin D is one of the most powerful substances on the planet. I feel really nostalgic, and Jimmy has just been part of my soundtrack for so long. From I remember in the summer of '77 driving down to Florida from Chicago for spring break, and playing Kick It In, Now Second Wind, Havana Daydreamin', and just so many great songs. Grapefruit, Juicy Fruit, Fins to the left, Fins to the right, and You're the Only Bait in Town, which was about his wife and trying to get together with his wife when she was being hit on by everybody, I guess, in his band. And Come Monday, about being, a lot of his songs are very wistful and longing, but bittersweet, beautiful, coming full circle around. And Paul McCartney had a beautiful thing he posted about how he lost his guitar, and Jimmy lent him his guitar and had it strung for left hand, and then had a special guitar made for him and gave it to him. It's just great outpouring of stuff. James Taylor wrote a thing about hanging with Jimmy down in the Montserrat days. That's what Volcano was about. I'll show you the album. You got Jimmy's picture on the back there. There he is, probably down in his pool or in the Gulf or in Florida somewhere. I don't know, it's green water. It looks oceany. And here's the label. This one was on MCA Coral. I like that. That's perfect for the coral reefers, right? Very pretty. And I also have, and you see the artwork on, also the artwork, he mostly had photographs. He did artwork for this Changes in Attitudes with a compass, and then put his picture on the back with the track listing on MCA Records. I have over here a copy of Volcano. Now, it's a little confusing because I bought this at, my usual secondhand record stores, but this is not Changes in Attitudes. I just didn't get the cover. Somebody swiped the Volcano cover, but it is Volcano, which was the 79 album. This is 77. Son of a Sailor, which is one of my favorite songs, which is actually on this shirt, because I am a son of a sailor. My father was a sailor, and my grandfather was a sailor, all out on the sea. So I really connect with Jimmy. I got some CDs here too. I got Live at Fenway. I'll go backwards. Live at Fenway. Great rendition of Scarlet Begonias. You guys know I'm a great Deadhead. There's Mars Hotel back of me. Also covered Stephen Stills and Crosby, Stills and Nash, Southern Cross on this. It's got every Brown Eyed Girl, Van Morrison. And yes, Sandy, my wife, one of her favorites. He did Sweet Caroline, la la la. It's on Hey Good Looking, the Hank Williams. I mean, that's one thing about Jimmy. He could really cover other people's stuff with finesse. So the great Songs You Know by Heart, great picture of him. That's from the Key West days. These are my CDs going back. This is a great collection. The Meet Me in Margaritaville, 2003, came out right before License to Chill, which is the next one, and just has pretty much all the big hits and a couple of live cuts, new of Captain the Kid, Havana Daydreamin', Knees in My Heart, Fruitcakes, Cheeseburger in Paradise I mentioned, Jolly Man Sing, Coconut Telegraph, Changes. And if I missed a couple, he's got a lot of great songs. I mean, he's just a consummate songwriter. What can I say? I mean, he's up there. In my book, he's up there with Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Lennon and McCartney, Carole King, Jerry Guffin, the Motown guys, just, you know, Michael Jackson. I can't think of a better singer-songwriter. James Taylor, I mentioned, Cat Stevens, all of them really great, known for writing. And this is a cool little album, License to Chill. This was 2004, right before the Fenway concert, and he you know, he was really building bridges with Nashville. He's got George Strait on here, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson, Kenny Chesney, Clint Black on Hey Good Lookin', Martina McBride, Bill Withers, nice, and Nancy Griffith, kind of alt country. And this is the acoustic of Scarlet Begonias. He also did a cover of, I believe, on Fruitcakes, because I downloaded it once on Apple Music, of Uncle John's Band. So Parrot Heads and Deadheads, although not every Parrot Head likes the Grateful Dead, and not everybody likes the Grateful Dead is a Parrot Head. It's not always a crossover. Some, you know, have disdain. Same with Elvis Costello. Elvis Costello is a big Deadhead. People don't know. Lenny Kaye, who's in Patti Smith's band, couldn't get to more divergent sounds. I just read it. You would think Dave Matthews would be a huge Grateful Dead, and he said that wasn't an influence in his music at all. So you just don't know. But Jimmy, you will be sorely missed. As a disc jockey on Sirius used to say, you know, thanks for the notes. This is a great one. Changes in Attitudes, Changes in Latitudes, 1977 on MCA. I'll leave it there, folks. I'm going to go back. I still want to do my 10 most pulled albums, because Vinyl Community, we're doing that. You know what? I don't say at the beginning that I'm David. My name is David. And I love all the posts in the Vinyl Community that are coming out. They're really great. People have been doing a lot on the 10 most pulled albums from their collection that they play the most, and some really creative choices, some stuff that I wouldn't have thought of. You know, people just didn't do Dark Side of the Moon and Rumors, and I don't know what the most, Abbey Road, I guess. So I will leave it there. Have a great Labor Day weekend. God bless. Keep on spinning. I got some really nice albums this weekend, thanks to, again, shout out to my wife Sandy. I got a Billy Joel Turnstiles, with the David Crosby first album, If Only I Could Remember My Name, and John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman that I haven't even dropped on the turntable yet, the Ballads album with them. So have a great weekend, and I will keep on spinning, Vinyl Community. And thanks for listening. If you like this, please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you all soon. God bless. Jimmy Buffett.